Yes, 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 yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone who is listening. And thank you for tuning in to Mosaic with TJ Randolph. I am TJ Randolph, okay? Um, I keep it so real over here in my struggle stream. If you hear the pitter patter of little paws, those are the pitter patter of the not so little paws of my Duke Wayne Jones Randolph, my dog. Because he has to be nearby somewhere. So I just want to say good morning to Melissa. Good morning to Jamal. Good morning to We Rise International. Okay. And, first and foremost, I want to thank y'all for, tuning in to a lady. You understand me? That you think that I have something to say. Uh, It's a blessing. It is a blessing. I think I even might have my dad watching this morning. So if so, hey dad, it's your girl, your only daughter. Well, not only, but Um, so it's just me today. Me and my daughter will be back with you tomorrow. And I wanted to talk about some things that's been on my mind. And before I do that, I want to get into some announcements because if I don't, I will forget. Okay. So the announcements. I want to shout out to my husband and those hardworking trucker men that are toting that ass across the United States, traveling the highways and the byways, you understand? And I want them to be safe. So shout out, honey. I want to shout out to the blind guy, his wife, their life, for having me on their show last week. I really appreciate it, and thinking that, believing that I had something to offer. I am want to thank, shout out to El Wapo of the Beautiful Lies channel, because he is going to grace me with his presence next Monday, where we're going to just have cocktails and conversation with El Wapo. So stand by for that notification. It's going to be, I believe, 6 Central Time, 7 Eastern Time on Monday. Let's see, what else do we have here? I want to shout out to the many, 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 many content creators that have allowed me on their platform to share whatever life experiences and lessons learned over the course of my 54 years. Thank you, Lord. Um, finally, finally, shout out to the Lapeef Network. They had an amazing show last night with Crimson Cure. She was dropping gems throughout the whole show. It was wonderful. It was a really good dialogue, and it's interesting. And first of all, condolences to her passing of her husband. I'm not sure that when that was, but again, she is a real one. Talking about a help meet. What? Yes, she was. Okay. Yeah, and it's so funny because she is younger than me, but her pearls of wisdom far, reach far beyond my experiences. Why? Because she was married for 20 plus years. Okay. So let me say a couple of hellos. I see what the funk is in the house. Let me do this because I don't have my reading glasses on. He's in the he's in the house. He says you got plenty to offer. And what's up with the Disney line of? Okay, hold up. Okay, Mr. Stewart says hello, hello, hello. We Rise International said I had to switch accounts real quick. No problemo. Hello, Mrs. TJ. Thank you, Mr. Woodward. Melissa. Yes. I really want to talk about this because this one is near and dear to my heart because of I was doing it wrong. Patricia Garner says, hey, she says, greetings and salutations, fam. That's what's up. And I want to thank you for your testimony that you gave on Beautiful Lies, because you poured out your heart, and that's a tough one. It's a tough one when you know someone, you believe in them, and not to say that you have them on a pedestal, but you believe in them, and you work closely with them, and you know them, and to see that it hurts you. It can't help but. So I get it. So yeah. So before I get into it, and again, I want to go ahead and offer this apology in advance because my daughter's not here to help me with monitoring the chat. And if my adopted nieces come on as our moderators, they'll help me. But please charge it to, I have difficulty multitasking. Okay. So please charge it to that. Okay. So before I get into the content, again, shout out to the Lapeef Network and the show last night. For those of you who tuned in and saw me call in, some people had, they were not pleased with what I shared with Kay. And some viewers thought I was rude to address her in that way. Well, I want to address that now. It was not my intent to be rude, and I think that I was very upfront about that. And in as much as I was addressing it to her, it wasn't just about her. It was about the fact that she is on a public platform and she is an influencer, as I guess I am a little bit. And I wanted, before I said, in my heart of hearts, I believe her heart is good. And I believe she wants to do the right thing. And I think that she aspires to do the right thing, and she is doing the right thing. So it's not necessarily about the content or her point of view that I was talking about. It was about the conduct. It was about the conduct, because yes, it is a platform for debating, but as I sat and watched, there was a way to do it. And it wasn't just this episode or broadcast. It's many, because she has a lot to say, and that is fine. We do. And that platform is for sharing your point of view. But there's a way to engage. And I watched Courtney, I watched Amira, I watched Crimson Cure, and each had their point of view, but it's about decorum. It is about respect for the other person that is talking. You have to allow them to finish talking. You have to, it is, you must listen to understand and not respond. So if you are responding before I'm speaking, that means you're not hearing what I'm saying. So that is why I wanted to talk with her, and to share, not just for her, but for other women who may be watching. Because this is not like it was when I grew up, where a lady, you walking down the street or you be in the store and a lady, in the neighborhood will, see something and say something to you. It's not like that. And it's not like that. And so, and at the time, we just had television people who were personalities and had influence and impact. But now it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And and because it's everywhere and people are watching from all over the world, people are watching our conduct. Young ladies are watching our conduct. Young ladies are watching how we interact, not only with each other, but with men. So it really wasn't necessarily to scold her. And I'm going to go ahead and shout out to her right now, because some people stated, she was afraid of me. She's not afraid of me. But I thank her for being respectful of me to listen, or, and not interrupt me. So I thank her for that. And and I just wanted to address that. And again, some people said, well, you should have done it offline. Maybe I should have. But again, it just wasn't about her, though. It wasn't just about her, though, because regrettably, I'm not sure if I made it worse, because after I said something, it continued. So I'm not sure if I made it worse. But again, I want to offer that explanation, because that is why I sought to do it. Because again, I was paying attention. I was paying attention and seeing the dynamic. And that's not how we do it. And the reason why I said that is because I used to be that way. I used to be that way, and I learned you don't have to always have the answer. And again, she mentioned that later that, people say she talks too much. And then when she was quiet, people had a problem with that too. I think that was extreme. It's not that anyone has a problem with her expressing her point of view, but it is the manner in which it is done. You don't have to talk over people. You don't have to talk over people. Hear what they have to say, because when you hear what they have to say, it gives you an opportunity to process what they're saying before you respond to it. So for all my youngins out there, and I say young as anybody that's younger than me, if you can see what I'm talking about, just get a hold of it. And that's the only thing I was trying to do. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's get to it. So the thumbnail talks about when a man chooses a wife, not the other way around. And the reason why I think that is important, because I got it wrong so many times. So many times. We Rise International says, thank you for your correction. Much needed from an elder woman on Lapeef last night. Let me tell you something. Okay, I was talking to myself this morning. And I was like, now don't get me wrong. I'm like, because I was thinking when the young man, I think the black man said, an elder. I said, I'm an elder. I'm an elder. And here's the thing. It's so funny. When I was like in my 30s, I would be offended if somebody called me ma'am. But I expect it now. Okay. So it's like a rite of passage. So I said, I'm an elder. That's honor. That's humbling, and it's an honor, because I'm gonna tell you something. That means some people, not all, think I have something to say and offer. I'm honored. Truly. I'm truly honored. Okay. Um, I know that's right, honey says. Thank you, TJ, for your wise counsel. So thank you. I'm an elder. So here's the thing with that. With an elder, I have a responsibility, right? I have a responsibility to ensure I'm conducting myself appropriately. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it right all the time, because no one does. But as an elder, trying to impart whatever knowledge and wisdom I think I have, it's incumbent upon me to be the part. Okay? So, yeah, I'll take it. So, okay. So, the thumbnail is a man chooses a wife, not the other way around. And I use the thumbnail for the picture from Boomerang, which is one of my favorite movies. Okay. And it says, when you know who you love. And I'm going to say, not necessarily from a woman's perspective, but from a man's perspective. A man's perspective, when you know who you love. I didn't get that. I'm thinking, I'm going to make you love me. Okay? I'm going to make you love me. I choose you, and I'm going to make you love me. Not so much. Not so much. I got it wrong a lot of times. I'm gonna share a clip with you um, that someone sent to me. Actually, it is Kevin Samuels. He's talking to this young lady calls in, and it's bear with me a few moments as we talk as we look at this, and it's not so much about him; it's about her. And that really added to what I want to talk to you about today. Okay, here's the thing. I know that's right, honey says. I was just having a conversation with my girlfriend yesterday about a man choosing a wife, or we women think we gonna make them love me, or what is it? Which one? Tell me. Talk to me. Tell me something. So so I want I so when this clip was sent to me yesterday, it just kind of added to what was thinking about. I wanted to share, because I'm going to submit to you, and I'm not going to even say I am, I think they were talking about, Amira said she is like 85% um, traditional, maybe 15% modern. And I think that's what I call, and see, and there's still parts of me that's modern. I am traditional in the sense that my husband comes first, straight up, no chaser. But I'm modern because I still do I still am seeking higher education. I'm still, moving and shaking. I'm still trying to, you know, thirst for knowledge and interact. But when I'm at home and housewife and husband, oh, that's it. You notice I'm doing this YouTube stuff, and I only do it when my husband's not home. Because when my husband's home, guess what? It's about him. Even I have a new grandbaby, and when my daughter wants me to watch her on the weekends with my husband's home, I say, I got to get back with you. I got to get back with you. I got to talk to husband first, because this is his time. When he's home, it's his time. So there's a little bit of both. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You know, thank you. She's my stink. She's my tink tink. Anyway, so so I get it. I'm both. But I have my priorities in line. You understand me? Seriously. Hear me, ladies. So I wanted to share this clip with this young lady, because it really spoke to me. So I'm going to bring it up. Of a traditional woman I want to start about right here. As I set it up, she talks to Kevin and she says that she had a relationship that she was in for 5 years. She has a relationship that she dated somebody off and on for over a span of 10 years. And then she had a relationship for 2 years. So now Kevin is asking her some questions. So that's what I want to, we're going to start about right here at timestamp 8:30 ish.
Relationships over 7 years. Okay. What relationships have you been in with men who were suitable that you walked out of?
Probably the 5 year one. And there was one previous to that. But I
So
just
the 5 year
didn't
guy
know.
wanted to marry you?
No, he did not. He's still not married to this day. He told me that he wanted to
But
be
that
married.
doesn't make, ma'am, that doesn't make him suitable.
Okay. Okay.
So what man that you've been with that's suitable, meaning marriage minded, suitable for marriage, wanting to marry, that you walked away from?
Probably my first boyfriend when I was
So
18.
you have, what man who have you dated who was suitable for marriage, marriage minded, and declared they wanted to be married inside of 2 years? What man have you been involved with that fit that category?
Probably none.
Then you can't be a tradition. You can't be a tradition. Okay, so by definition, man, you can't be a traditional woman. You're dating men who have not even declared they want to be married.
Okay.
And I want you to go back and listen to how I've answered the questions, and you made it to where these guys are suitable and they're not suitable. And we're just doing stuff. Traditional women don't date without intention. They realize that they don't have time to waste. Traditional women are trying to get to marriage, to get to motherhood. Okay. Because family matters to traditional women. So it's almost impossible to be 38 and a traditional woman because those pieces aren't there.
Okay.
Is this new information?
Yes, of course. Of course it is.
Is it hard to hear?
Yeah, it is hard to hear. You know, I think the reason so much of this has been challenging is because, you
Sarah,
know,
I see you. Joanna, I see you. Go ahead. The reason so much of this is challenging is what?
is because I've always, needed a man to tell me these things, and I haven't had any. I didn't have my father. I didn't have any uncles. I didn't have my brothers. The
Do
strongest.
you want to be married?
Yes.
How long have you known you want to be married?
Probably 5 years.
So since 33.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm focusing like a laser on women 33, roughly 30 to 40.
Okay. So what the funk says, how is that new information? Seriously. Well, we're going to talk about it. Do women truly not teach women about this? We don't. Well, I didn't. And see, that's why we're talking about it. Because, and, shout out to this young lady for being vulnerable, because sometimes you don't know. You don't know. And see here, and we're discovering more and more and more how much our fathers are needed, because there was a gentleman on Courtney's show the other night who talked about when he met his wife, how the women in his family vetted her. And I made a joke saying to a man that's in my age group who is still looking, who wants to be married. I said, hey, if you meet somebody, hey, I'll be your big sister and I'll check them out. Because just like women, we know other women and we look for things that men may not see, the same way with fathers. So if there's no father being able that is around, whether hopefully you're married first and foremost, but if you're not married, hopefully the parents are working together. So if the daughter is dating, or even before the daughter is dating, say, having these conversations, having dates with their daughters, having conversations so they can say, no, sweetheart, you don't do this. Okay, you don't do this. But we don't know. And here's the thing. She talks about, well, this way. She talks about that she was in college. She graduated from college. Myself, I dated in college with the hopes that those things would have turned into marriage. But Kevin makes a really good point. Didn't know that they were marriage minded. They never thought that, I never thought about it in that way. I thought, because I had no example, I thought, we're dating, we're committed to each other, it's going to eventually lead to that. But they never said that. They never said that. And I don't know, and I can't speak for, but I don't know how many young men or women, but particularly young men are aware at such a young age. Now, some are, because I'm going to talk about them. At young age that they want to be married, and they, hear me now, they pick their woman in college or whatever. And then it pursues and it blossoms into something bigger. A lot of times we women, myself included, we think that we want to be married and we pick someone that we think would make, that we, if we love them long enough, we love them hard enough, they'll want to be married, but they never said they did. They never even alluded to it. But again, if you don't even know what to look for, you just spinning your wheels. You're on a hamster wheel and think you're doing the right thing. I'm going to tell you something. I was one of them. There's one of my best friends said, and even my mom said, Terry, you can't make a man love you. But how many of us have thought that? Diana Ross said, I'm gonna make you love me. No. But we don't know. So what the funk, it is new, because again, I thought, I'm dating. In my mind, thinking, well, again, if it's working out, it's going good, eventually he's gonna ask me to marry him. Because this young lady talks about how she dated someone off and on for a decade. And the person is still not married. So that's clear that he didn't want to be married. Let me go check some comments here. Some do, but a lot don't want to listen or tell us that we're old-fashioned. True. I'm gonna tell you, hey, let me tell you something. Even though I told y'all about the bitch diaries. The bitch diaries is what my daughter wrote about me when I'm trying to tell her, honey, this is what you should be looking for in a guy that you're dating, or a guy that says he wants to date you. She thought I was like, oh, they don't do that anymore. She thought I was old-fashioned. And I'm her mama. Her mama, who had done it wrong, who had chosen wrong. She wasn't listening. We don't, but on the flip side, when I try to have a conversation with an unmarried woman that, okay, I get shut down and told I don't know. See, exactly. And here's the thing, this is not new either. Going back even further, when my mother tried to tell me, I wasn't trying to listen to what she said. And she was coming from a place, again, of having made mistakes, of having had me out of wedlock at 17, of having chosen my stepfather, who and got married by 18 and had my sister by 19. And that was not a good situation. Raising two daughters, doing her best, trying to tell us no, but I wasn't listening. So that's why I'm saying, just like it's so important for the moms and the sisters and the aunts to be there to vet these prospective wives for our nephews, sons, and whatever, it's just as important for brothers, uncles, fathers to be there when um, the young ladies are dating. Because at the end of the day, we want to be loved. We do. We want to be loved. We don't know what it looks like, but we know we want it. I know I did. And we going to do whatever we think is going to get us the love that we want and going to get us the marriage that we want. And again, I get a little frustrated with Kevin. I do. I'm going to tell you. I'm not coming for him. I know, but I get frustrated because but he's talking from a man that is 52 years old. I remember when he was in his 20s. Remember, I was there. Okay? Remember, I was there. But we all learn and grow. We all learn and grow. And that is why his platform is important, because he is a man who knows how men think, but also he's a man that has evolved because he didn't always think that way. Just like I'm a woman, didn't always think this way. But my failures, my missteps brought me here that I can say, finally, and thank you, God, that you gave me another opportunity. Okay, let me check out some comments here. Vanny Cape Town. Hi, seriously, we live our lives dreaming of what we would like in the years roll by. True. I only end, I don't know, it's last year heard of Kevin Samuels. I was shattered at 36 hearing this, which makes sense, but wasn't even a thought. It wasn't a thought. I need a fan. I'm like Crimson Cure. Shoot, I'm sweating. Um, but it wasn't. But it's okay. Well, look, even my mom said, when we know better, we do better. But we don't intentionally mess ourselves up. The Bible says, and I'm not going to just go script, but it says people perish for lack of knowledge. We don't know. And we think we do. Okay, let me see here. What we got? So in reality, there is no one that really can reach Black women in mass unless they tied to entertainment. Well, here's the thing. My thing is each one teach one. We got OG Patrice in the house. We got me. We got Blind Guy, his wife. We got Crimson Cure. We got Courtney, because again, Courtney is on her journey too and wants to get it right. Courtney's on her journey too. So, it is sad, but it ain't over. It ain't over. The fat lady ain't sang. You heard me? It ain't over. And it comes about from these kinds of conversations and you sharing it. Because again, this is worldwide. Let's see what else we got. Oh, it is better to hear it and understand. Okay. It is better to hear it and understand rather than hear it and ignore. Respect and welcome to the submit. Listen. And you know what? It's gonna get even more better. Let me tell you something. My mom, she gonna come on it and grow some realness. Okay. She just turned 72 and she will, she's funny, but she hasn't been on now because my she's in college. I told y'all that she's finishing up her bachelor's degree. She graduates in May. So, I told her, I said, we need to hear, from you too, from a woman who didn't get it right, but thank God for generational curses being broken. Because I didn't have my daughter as a teenage mom. Yes, I had her as a single mom, But the next generation, my daughter got married, graduated from college, met her soon to be husband. They married, now got their first child. So praise the Lord for generational curses being broken. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me do. So it is crazy. But here's the thing though. That's what I lost my train of thought. Here's the thing. My mother told me that my grandfather tried to get her to see those things too. But again, my grandfather was born in 1910, so guess what? Oh, Daddy, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just old fashioned. It's not like that anymore. Sound familiar? So that's why I said there's nothing new under the sun. Yes, stay awesome, Vanny. The game ain't over. We just got to work harder at it. Yep, I'm not glamorous enough. Get out of here. Me either. What does glamour get you? Get out of here. Okay, see here. Okay. I done lost my train of. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The series Sex and the City, the movies like that made many women think, that's true. Think that we could live a glamorous cosmopolitan life and eventually, okay, you are so right because me, I love that series. I love that series, but you are so right. You are so right. But here's the thing though. We should have got a revelation. Why? Carrie dated that Big for years and years and years, and he didn't choose her till she was damn near wore out. Amanda. So here's the thing. Even in watching that stuff wasn't glamorous. And the reason why I watched it, because I could identify with it. But at the end, all them women, even crazy ass Samantha, wanted to be loved. Oh, okay. OMG, all three generations who be. Thank you, sweetheart. Let me tell you something. I cannot wait for me, my mom, and my daughter to be on at the same time. I said, Mommy, soon as it's fall break, let me know because I really want you on. so, so we may have a chance to have her on in November for fall break because she goes into a cave when she's in study mode. I think it's so cute. I am so proud of my mom. Yeah, I am so proud of her. Let me tell you something. She graduated with her in 2019. She graduated with her associates with a 4.0. Okay. All right. All right, mommy. Let's see here. Yes, I'm truly looking forward to. So what I'm talking about is it is new. And to many of us. Because I'm going to go out on a limb, not knowing this young lady, that those relationships she was in, she thought, she hoped it would lead to marriage. She did. I'll give you one better. A guy that I dated, I mentioned him before and I won't use his name, but a guy I dated, I met him and started dating him when my daughter was 3 years old. We dated off and on until my daughter was 21, maybe 22. Yeah. So I got a decade beat here. Wanted to be married, loved him, loved him, loved him, loved him. And I guess he loved me in his own way, in the best way he could, but it was not enough to marry me because ultimately he married somebody else. Now it didn't work out. And then we connected again, but still nothing. And I think about how much time because I felt that he was my soulmate. We lived all over in the military. I lived all over the country, and we connected at different points. No matter where I was stationed, connected. It was like like no time had passed. But there was always some type of drama or some type of conflict, and he never chose me. I had chosen him the whole time. So that's why it goes back to that title: a man chooses a wife, not the other way around. A man chooses a wife. Hold on, one of my adopted nieces is calling me. I'm gonna tell her to let her know I'm streaming. I got adopted nieces and nephews all over the world now. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, but again, so like her, we think we doing it. We think we are preparing to be wise. We think again, we love you long enough. We support you long enough. You'll see how good of a woman we are, and you'll want to marry us. But it was never up to us, and we didn't know it. I didn't know it. I didn't know it. Kevin asks her, of all the men you've dated, how many were suitable for marriage? And you see, she attempts to give an answer. And it's only when he says, they didn't tell you that they were interested in marriage. They didn't tell you this, that he said, well, they weren't suitable. Here's one thing. Check this out. How about full disclosure here. How about the women who have dated men, been in committed relationships with these men, hope for marriage, it didn't work out, and then the next person they dated after you, they married? How about that? Can anybody identify with that? Happened to me several times. Several times. So what does that do for you? What it does for you is make you ask, well, what's wrong with me? How come they didn't pick me? Well, the problem was that I didn't get it at the time is that it was never up to me to begin with. I didn't allow them to choose me because I was choosing and chasing them. That's not how we do it. I didn't know and didn't listen because my mother said, Terry, don't chase him. If a man wants to be with you, if he will chase you or he will pursue you. But let's not say chase because it is it has a negative connotation. Let's say pursue. Yeah. Didn't get it. And here's again, my mom, let me tell you what happened. This is it. This is it, people. I'm getting ready to see. Talking about, OG Patrice and another woman said, I know that's right, honey, says, they think I'm old fashioned. This is what happened. I knew more. In my mind, yeah, my mom, she trying to tell me, but she ain't even got no man. So how's she going to tell me? Here's the thing. Just because she didn't have a man didn't mean what she was saying was wrong. Maybe she was learning too about some of the things that she had done wrong to help her daughter do it right. Let me take a look at some comments here. I think most women fall into this. I'm only in my 20s and made this mistake. It does. It happens. And it really happens if we don't have first our fathers. And if we don't have our fathers, men in our lives that we trust, brothers, uncles, grandpa, but first fathers. Because again, I keep going back to that Courtney show when the man said that his mother, sisters, aunts vetted his wife. It's key. It's key. Poor leadership. Yeah. So, and what this is about, have to jump off everyone's. Thank you. You too. And thank you very much. But see, and it kind of goes back to what I talked about when in that video, a mother, and not just a mother, let's say a parent. Parents. Parents who love their children and want the best for their children don't knowingly set them up for failure. A lot of us are limited by our own experiences to what we can give our children. A lot of us are. But as my daughter said, at some point, we have to seek what we need outside of our home. Once we leave the home, we have to seek knowledge elsewhere. So let's talk about pursuing. A man chooses a wife. It took a lot of healing because, again, like I said, I was a woman who dated, hoping it would lead to marriage, pouring everything, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, soul, and money. Okay? Only for them to choose someone else. And I'm feeling more and more worthless. Like, what's wrong with me? Why won't somebody choose me? So what happens is when you're feeling that way, you continue to choose wrong, or allow yourself to be chosen by the wrong men because you don't know what you're worth. I didn't. I'm not gonna cry today, y'all. I didn't. So it was after I did this work and deep dive and I had to take some time off work because, like I said, and I have to gear up to talk about that relationship that really almost took me out of here. I'll just put it like that. Almost took me out of here. I did some deep work and the work still continues. But the work still continues. And I went on a date or two before I met my husband. But when we connected, and see, here's the thing. When I say pursue, I don't mean women, you don't send choosing signals. Okay? You do send choosing signals. Okay, and it's a little different now because you got the social media. It's not a lot of face-to-face interaction and these online apps. But if you're out and about, you send choosing signals. And what I did in this case, because we met online, I said, "Hey there," because we met online. I saw he had seen my profile, but he didn't reach out to me. So it could show you who looks at your profile. So I went to go look at his. And I said, "Hey there." That was my choosing signal. Because we hadn't met. He reciprocated. We talked for hours, for hours the first night. Hours the first night. We had our first date 3 days later. You know, dinner and a movie. But when he hugged me so tight. He didn't kiss me on the first date. Didn't even try. He hugged me, but he hugged me so tight. I said it before. He hugged me so tight, it was almost uncomfortable. Not because he was being inappropriate, but it was because I felt like I couldn't breathe. so so he told me later that was his way of letting me know that he wanted to see me again. And it flowed. And he did the leading. He did the leading. And he still does. And ladies, it's hard when you've been doing everything by yourself and basically leading your household. If you're a single mom, or when I say single mom, a mother that's never been married, a widow, or divorced. But it's even harder if you are a single mother because you don't know when to back up. But I sent the choosing signal. I let him know I was interested. And from there, he led. I didn't have to chase him down. He chose me. I think about some of my friends that I've known from college. Many of them, and some of them even longer. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples because I kind of reached out to them to kind of get some insight to make sure I was on the right track. There are four that I can think of women that I knew in college that met their husbands in college. They're still married today. Happily married. And when I say happily married, I don't mean that they haven't had their struggles, because there's no way you can be with anybody that long and not have some struggles. But they met, but those men chose them. One in particular, shout out to my soror, you know who you are, Ms. Robinson, Mrs. Robinson. I brought them together unknowingly because there was she can tell the story better than me. But we're deltas, and I think the omegas were having something. But anyway, there's a program, and I would think I was singing a song with her husband to be, and we needed somebody to play the piano. I think that's what it was, and she played the piano, and that's how they met. Choosing signals, and I think he let me know he was interested in her. I can't remember. I think he let me know he was interested in her. And I said, girl, honey, and the rest is history. 25 plus years later. My road dog of 40 plus years, we've been best friends since we were 8 years old. Her husband chose her when we grew up together in the jungle of Los Angeles. He knew from the jump he wanted her. From the jump, when we were teenagers, went off to college, did her thing, he did his thing, but she was always the one he wanted. Always. He chose her. Other women I'm talking about in college, their husband chose them. Even when crazy girls like me were saying, girl, you gonna date somebody that's shorter than you? Married 20 plus years. They chose them. They knew who they wanted. They knew who they loved. The blue people. My husband, we met in July. He asked me to marry him in December. Check this out, though. I'm 51 when we met. We met in July. We went on a dinner cruise with my dad and his my stepmother's family to celebrate a birthday. And my we were just started dating a couple of months. He had talked to my father. They went out and talked, and my dad came in back into the cabin with tears in his eyes. He said that my husband had asked, for his blessing to marry me. We old and dusty. But he went to my dad. He chose me. Got engaged in December officially and got married in May of 2019 and had our wedding in August of 2019. So let me go through some of these comments. How long did you date before you got engaged? We got engaged. We met in July. We got engaged in December, July of 2018, got engaged December of 2018. Got married May 22nd, 2019. I shared with you all that we already had our wedding date set for August of 2019. But when my birthday was coming in May, he asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I told him I wanted to be Mrs. Randolph for my birthday. So on my birthday, we went to the courthouse and got married. So that's what we did. And then had our wedding in August. That was already planned. The Blooming Ebony says, you, Amira, and Crimson Cure with these fans. Okay, listen. I can't speak for Amira and Crimson Cure, but see, your auntie is going through the life change, and the struggle is real. Okay, the struggle is real. Seriously. Blind Guy, his wife, in their life says, look at your smile when you say we spoke for hours. We did. And it's so funny because when he calls me, he'll say, how's your day going? I say, it's better now. I always do. He said, how you doing? I said, better now. I always do that. It is the truth. He said, girl, you got stuff that slips off the tongue. I said, it's not hard when it's true. I don't have to think of what to say when it's true. But see, again, he, chose me. And I didn't have to be, And here's the thing, ladies. Everything I was doing, trying to get a man to choose me, showing him love, supporting this, I'm doing now with somebody that chose me. How about that? Okay, let's see. See what we got here. We Rise International. A marriage-minded man doesn't take long. It's true. But at 20-something, I didn't know that. Even at 30-something, I didn't know that. Regrettably, I didn't have my dad to teach me these things. And I shared this part with you when I go back to that relationship that I said was off and on up until my daughter was like 21, 22. One of the most hurtful times in that relationship is when he got someone pregnant when we were dating. And I thought I wanted to end it all, literally. Because I loved that man so much, or I believed that I did. And my dad, he heard me, I was crying, I was inconsolable. And my dad said, that he wished that he would have been more involved with me and in my life more. Because had he been there, he would have been able to help me choose better. And it's largely because of what I said. He could have vetted, because fast forward to years later, there was a guy I was dating before I met my husband. My dad had one conversation with him and he was like, He did not. And I had seen something in my dad I don't think I'd ever seen. But again, that's the part. That's what we girls need, we daughters need, because my dad had one conversation with him and he said, He knew. You're worth what you are. This is true. But a lot of times we don't know what we are at the time. We don't. We think we know, but we don't. Hey, Courtney Michelle. I've been talking about you. I was talking about the man that called in. You know, we women, we vet the women that come into our families, and men, they should vet the men that come into our lives. That's the way it should go. Somebody has a person, summer waving a fan. Oh, yes. Make sure you tell them the most important thing about him. The most important thing about my husband is that he loves the Lord and is led by God. Let me tell you something. That man prays for me, prays with me, prays over me. It just gives me goosebumps. I'm just saying. Yes, you know. So that's the most important thing about him. And you know, he will sit and read the Bible, and we have Bible study together. That's the most important thing about him. He says, yep, you were smart enough to choose. I sent choosing signals. I did. And here's the thing, because I shared before, we although we live 6 miles apart from each other, we didn't go to the same grocery store, we didn't go to the same church, we didn't go to the same gym. We wouldn't have run into each other. And being a trucker, we sure wouldn't have run into each other. Because the truth of the matter is, you can meet a good person anywhere and you can meet a bad person anywhere. But you got to know discernment, pay attention to the red flags, men and women. Because I'm going to tell you something. I didn't see many red flags and chose not to acknowledge them, because I felt like if I love them long enough, love them hard enough, you know, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, how long did you date before you go? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I answered that one. And here's the thing. That man has been the same man from day one. Day one. And he know I'm all over the place. But I'm the same person, but I'm all over the place. But he's the same consistent man the whole time. Yes, that's my baby. Blind guy, his wife, their life says, yes, we women need men helping us choose. Yes. Yes, he prays over me. The first time he led and pray, let me tell you something. Every time before he goes back out on the road and we have Sunday dinner, I said I wasn't going to cry, doggone it. On Sunday night, because he usually goes out early Monday morning, when we have dinner and he prays over our food, without fail, he he thanks God for me and asks God to watch over me while he's gone. Every time. Every time. Yeah. He said, thank God for this woman you gave me, Lord. Yes, honey. Anyway, let's see here. These youngs don't know nothing about them hops, girl. I didn't believe it either. I remember growing up and watching my mom put on makeup. And before she could even have her makeup fully on, she was sweating. And me and my sister like, what's wrong with mommy? Keep living, ladies. Keep living. Okay? That's the difference. You listen, but dadgummit, how many scraped knees? And that's why I'm here. Y'all don't, no scraped knees, ladies, or as few as possible. And men, That man who said he took his, that is key. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you men are logical, but sometimes y'all be missing stuff too. PJ Washington. Sorry. Um let's see here. What else we got? So that's all I have. I'm gonna open up the line and see if anybody wants to call in and chit chat and see, what I've been talking, if see if they, got anything about what I'm talking about. Dominique Cargill. Hello, young women preparing herself to be a wife. Should be asking trusted males to, yes, yes. Because how many of us, myself included, asked our girlfriends? Okay, because I told you one of my good friends in school who married her college sweetheart. Me and several of our friends like, girl, you gonna marry somebody? He's shorter than you. What? We stupid, and they've been happily married for 20 plus years. We dumb. Okay. So, let me get some. We gonna open it up to Mr. I'm gonna invite Mr. Wise. We Rise International up first. What's up, young man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Miss TJ?
Uh,
I'm good.
I'm good. Thank you, sweetheart.
Hey, I just want to say first off, I love your show. I love what you're doing. I love when you come into other shows and the knowledge that you have to drop and the nuggets and the wisdom. Um, it's a much needed thing for us to see in our community. I don't think we get to see a lot of it, not like we should on public platforms. So I appreciate it. You and I actually had some dialogue before on Bolo's uh, stream. My name is Jamal Woodard, but I had to switch over to the other channel, so it's probably why you don't recognize
Okay.
me.
Okay.
But yeah, on the subject, I think that it's really important that the young ladies really listen to what you have to say, because it's really key in the understanding of being a wife and letting the man choose you. Because when you're conducting yourself as a wife already, when he meets you, you get to cut out a lot of the wasted time in knowing who it is you're really dealing with. Because if you carry yourself like a wife, you're going to have a certain standard and requirement of that man that if he's there for the wrong reasons, it's going to turn him off. And I'm saying that I've been married for 10 years.
Yes.
I met my wife in college. We got married at 22 years of age. And right away, I could tell that something was different about her than the other girls that, I was in school with, my generation.
Mm-hmm.
When it came down to the feminine aspect, when it came down to the being capable of being a traditional woman, because my nature, my mentality is traditional as far as a man.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to sniff that out, I knew that I wasn't really wasting my time in dealing with her. But at the same time, wise enough to know that we're not who we're going to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now. We got growth to still make, some maturity to still, to come about. But if my intentions for her were wrong, I wouldn't have wasted the time. I would have just moved on to get what it is that, what I really want out of a woman, or a girl, I should say, at that time. And when you move different, it'll turn the wrong people away. And
Yes.
it's just one of those things where these conversations really have to be had. And I really appreciate the talking points of people who have actually been married, experienced it, whether they're speaking from a perspective of regret or they're speaking from a perspective of in now, in the moment, living, doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
That the single people really, really take it in and really appreciate it, and not really feed into the opinions of those who are aspiring to be married, or they're just they're set in their ways and they're just looking for an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're a single lady out here, or a single man, it's really tough out here to be trying to get results with the wrong mindset.
Speak on it, youngin.
I I'm 30. I'm 34 years old. Well, I'll be 34 next month,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard to see your mother, your aunts, and your cousins and sisters getting, 30 in their mid 30s and their 40s and above, still haven't been married, still don't have children, or just single, and seeing the bitterness that sets in, or just the frustration from not really understanding why you're in this situation. And it's wild. Like, just seeing somebody waste 5 years with a man that they should have never been with, and had they only hearkened to wisdom, they wouldn't have been in that relationship that long and wasted those precious years of your time, especially when it comes down to being able to have children or bear children.
Yes.
It's hard to witness as a loved one. And so I really hope that the ladies pay attention to not just women like you, but also what's the voice of the men in the manosphere, because you're getting, instead of having the mindset to just argue their points, or just be so frustrated with hearing the challenges against women, it's an opportunity to really see what a man's mind really, how it really works, how it really thinks, so you can prepare yourself for what's out there, and how to move, whether it's dealing with a man with ill intentions or good ones. But that's really all I wanted to say. And all in a nutshell, I just wanted to say my appreciation, and that was the reasoning why. So please keep doing what you're doing. I love it, and walking in honor, integrity, and never shy away from correcting some of these sisters you see setting a bad example for the other ones. Don't be apologetic at all for it. And I look forward to seeing you more your content in the future.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Boy, you ain't gonna make me cry. I ain't gonna do it.
I'm trying, but you're so strong.
I ain't gonna do it. Have a good day now.
All right. All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. OG Patrice in the house.
Hey, sis, how are you?
Fine, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Listen, I just want to tell you, Queen, thank you so much, because your platform is allowing for so much knowledge that is so needed for the younger generation. And I try to be that, as much as I come on people's platforms, and I'm getting good reviews here, and people say that, as I got my name, OG Patrice, in these YouTube streets.
That's right.
And I do plan on starting my YouTube channel as well. But I want to commend you, because I saw that there was a space on YouTube for this need that was necessary, because when I look at a lot of the modern younger generation of young ladies that's coming up and that are in these YouTube streets, or just even in your families, or your girlfriend's daughter, and you just see a whole different generation from how we were brought up, with more of the traditional values, and they're so modern. And like, I try to talk to my nieces or my girlfriend's daughter, and they just like, you can't tell them nothing. It was like, I'm like, wow. It's so necessary, and you hope that you reach them. You hope that, like you said, if you can reach one, you can teach one.
And then that one will teach somebody else.
Exactly. And pay it forward the same way. Listen, when I was in my 20s and 30s, and I used to hear my mom say stuff to me, and I didn't want to listen. And I was like, she don't know what she talking about, and she just older, and da da da. And it's full circle now, right? Because that's what we're hearing. Bless you.
Right.
And I remember when I was younger, me saying, oh my God, I don't want to be nothing like my mom, da da da. And now I realize all of those values are instilled in me And I came to realization. I had to call her one day. I was like, Ma, oh Ma. I said I did not want to be nothing like you. I said, and I am so much your daughter right now. I said, I just want to thank you because she kept saying it. She kept giving me that advice. She kept voicing her opinion. Even when I said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want it was sticking. It was sticking and staying, girl.
Let me ask you this. Sometimes do you be talking and then you look around because you sound like your mother? Because I even sound like her. I'm like,
You
wait a
bet.
minute.
Yes.
I even sound like her.
Yep.
And I'm
Exactly.
like, what?
You're so right. You have to do a double take because you wonder if your mama's in the room with you.
And I'm like, I didn't, because my mom lives in North Carolina. I'm like, I know it. She ain't, what? But I sound like, it cracks me up sometimes.
Yeah.
I
It's
not only am I saying what she's saying, I'm saying it the same way, the same inflection. It is
exactly.
bananas.
Yeah.
It is.
I say
Go ahead.
them old sayings that my mother say. You know, like when I was younger and she's trying to tell me something and I'd be like, yeah, mom, whatever, you know, it ain't like that or you don't know. And she will say to me, keep on living, baby. Keep
Girl,
on
ain't
living.
that it? Ain't that
And
it?
now I say that.
Ain't that it?
I say the same things that she said. And I called her one day. I said, Ma, I just got to give you props and say thank you because you kept saying it even when I was refusing to hear it, didn't want to hear it. I was rebutting everything. I was being very dismissed. I said, but it stuck and stayed. And I'm glad she kept doing it. So you and I being older, because I'm a Gen X. I'm like right on the cuff of a Gen X. I'm 57, and I'm proud to
Okay.
say that I'm 57.
Hey.
And
Okay.
you know
Seriously.
what I mean? Because,
Yes.
listen, I tell the young ones now when they say that we're old or we too old, they call us old. I say, you better pray you live to get this age, honey. I said, because it is a privilege.
It
Because a
surely
lot of
is.
them ain't making it to this age. So it's a
Okay.
privilege to get older now.
It show
But I just
and to your
go
point,
ahead.
real quick, sorry. My mom, by her own admission, did some things, did some things wrong. But to
Of
your
course, yeah.
point, she said when she started to get older, my grandfather's words were in her ears and it brought her back. So again, that's why we got to pour in because as young people, we always think we know more than the previous generation. But if we don't
Absolutely.
pour it in, they have nothing to go back to. They have nothing to reference. Because even when my mom went astray, when she started coming into the realness of herself and her life, she had something to reference the values that were instilled in her. The same thing with me. Even though I didn't want to listen, I had something to reference because she gave it
Absolutely.
to me. Same thing. So even if these young people are, that's why we're doing this here. Because some
Yes.
young people are not getting it at all.
Yes.
So if we
And that's
give
the
it to
thing.
them, they have something to reference later.
Right. And the thing is, everyone that we reach, it's worth it. Everyone that listens and that we reach, it's worth it. Now, everybody ain't gonna get it. Everybody ain't
Right.
gonna be on board. Some gonna fall by the wayside, and it just is what it is. But the
Right.
ones that do, it is worth it every single time we do it. So keep, sis, look, keep doing what you're doing. I commend you. I
Thank you.
second that emotion. I put the stamp of approval on it. It is, listen, you
Cabbage
doing
Patch
the
up in here.
doggone thing. And I
Cabbage Patch.
got your back. Just know that I got your back. Whenever you need some backup, you just say, look, I got to holler at my OG Patrice because I'm in these YouTube streets trying to do the same thing. Set the example, lead by example. We have made the mistakes and we know better. So we're doing better and paying it
And we
forward.
want y'all to be better. Babe,
Exactly. And
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go so I can get the blind guy his wife because my daughter done text me. I gotta go get back on
absolutely.
grandmother duty in about 20 minutes. So
Absolutely. Sis, keep doing what you're doing. And I got you back whenever you need me. I'm there.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right, sis. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Greetings and salutations.
We're muted, Corey. I just
Okay.
unmuted, and I gotta try to fit us both in because of the way the angle is. The layout is tight,
Okay.
so
How's our favorite soul dealer?
Your Soul Daler is doing good. Hashtag Soul Daler. Okay.
yes,
I
the
like
only soldier and
Sailor.
soldier and sailor we know. Yes,
I'm good.
to have
I'm doing
served in both
good.
capacities.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm doing good. I am doing so good. Thank y'all for coming in. I've enjoyed this conversation, and I just again, yeah, I just want to share because again, don't if I can help young women and some men have a fewer scraped knees, then that's what I'm doing.
Understood. This is good because I know that Corey and I have been listening in, but we haven't been here the whole time. And the topic of today, a man finds a wife, not the other way around. I've been
Mm-hmm.
enjoying listening to you tell your story, uh, about your husband, your current husband, meeting him, all the sweet nothings. Like Corey, one thing that she was saying is that whenever he calls, he's like, "How's your day going?" And she always says, "It's better now."
How you
That's
do?
good.
So things like that. So this is where
Excuse me.
this is bless you. This is where we just figured let's pop in because we have 3 daughters, and we're already hitched. We've been hitched for a long time, but
Yes.
it's like, okay, now what? For our stop looking say, I'm gonna take the camera right off of you. Uh, did you see his face when I said we are? See, she's allergic to you, Corey. She's allergic to your shenanigans. But that's a concern. I know it's a concern for me. I don't know what Corey. I think Corey's okay with. He just thinks he can pull out a shotgun. Ain't nobody gonna ever get
I
married.
never said that. I never said I was gonna pull out a shotgun.
What you say?
I was gonna pull out 4 or 5.
Yeah.
See?
Talking 187 with my gat in your mouth.
Yeah, that fool.
Oh my goodness. So we won't be long. We know that you have grandma duties, and baby girl, a little chunk of thickums is,
Yes.
waiting soon. But I will say Corey found me. Definitely Corey found me. We were young. I didn't know what I was doing, and I have seen a lot of women that didn't have help. They were like me, didn't have any help, and as a result, they were choosing wrong. They were ending up in bad
So
situations.
what you trying to say?
What?
You say a lot of young women were like you. They didn't have any help, and they ended up choosing wrong.
Yeah, I would have chosen wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how I would have. I don't even know if you're right, Corey. Because I mean, I just ended up with you, so I guess you're right. No, I'm just kidding.
Next. Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's good. And
Nice. Just for that, any fellas out there, who give me 45, 45, 45, 45, who give me 45,
No.
45,
Okay.
45?
See, now there you go. There you go.
I'm messing up the show.
There you go.
It's been a good show so far, and you've been saying great things. So
I tend to think that women and men kind of sort of choose each other because the man chooses the woman based on a sight first. And I'm just being honest, and most men will say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. That's the first
Yes.
thing that's the first thing we choose the woman on. Then the woman chooses to respond to the man based on what he's bringing to the table. And so I think it kind of is a two-way street. And I think women get to the choice of this is the right person for me faster than the men because it takes us so long to get past the physical part of it that then we get to that point, then we say, okay, this is the woman I choose to ask to marry. So I know people like Kevin Samuels say that men choose to be, they're the ones to make the choice about whether they're going to be married or not.
Yeah.
It is because typically it's us doing the asking.
yeah,
But at the same time, before we can even get to that point, the women have to choose to give us an opportunity to get to that point to ask. So I think it's a two-way street, but it's definitely when it comes from transitioning from dating to marriage, I think it's definitely the man makes the decision because he has to do the asking. But again, it's still a two-way street because still at that point, if the man chooses to ask, the woman can still say no. Or not yet, or maybe later, or whatever they're going to say if they don't say yes. So it's a two-way street.
it is. But he still has to ask, and like you're saying, you still have to get the ask. And it's not typical for the woman to be the one asking because a lot of times, even then, that's when the men will be like, because the men know what they want more so than the
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Right.
And chasing you, and a woman chasing you down. No, that's not.
Right.
But again, I had to get the revelation. But things happen when they're supposed to, and I'm grateful that God gave me the opportunity. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and switch you guys off so I can get Courtney in before I leave, because
Yes.
Daniel, little Nick is I guess working my daughter.
I know. I know. Well, enjoy the grandbaby. Enjoy your weekend.
Have a good weekend.
You too now.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.
Courtney Michelle.
Hey, hi, lovely.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, I didn't want to be long-winded. I just saw everyone saying all this love to you, so I had to come to give you flowers today.
Thank you, thank you.
I don't know. People probably don't know how much you mean to me and how much that I am not only learning from you, but you're just a joy to speak to be around. Your spirit is just so honest, and I just adore you.
Thank
You're
you.
something special, and I'm just glad to have met you, and just want to give you your flowers because I think you absolutely deserve it. We got a lot in common,
We do.
and a lot.
We discovering more and more by the day, okay?
By the day.
Seriously.
But your transparency, your willingness to give of yourself to others that you don't know, but you see something in them, speaks volumes to the type of woman that you are.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do
No,
it.
no.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
And I know sometimes as women, we just need to hear that we doing something good sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when we in these YouTube streets and we get bombarded with everything that we doing bad. Well, not all of us are.
Yeah.
And you definitely are in the minority of what a lot of these guys and some women are saying. So on this little day on October the 1st, I just give you your flowers because you're just an amazing woman and that has poured into my life. And I thank you for it.
Well, thank you for allowing, because again, thank you for giving me the permission to do so. And it's funny because you remind me, I guess you're young enough to be my daughter. Me and your mom seem to have a lot of common. Like moving down the street, just saying moving down the street. But anyway,
right.
But thank you for respecting me enough to hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that you value my insight enough to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, and again, you give me permission to speak into your life, and I thank you. I thank you for that. Because again, we gonna change. We're going to change the narrative.
Yeah.
We didn't get here overnight, and we're not gonna get out of it overnight. But we're gonna do it one day at a time, with one woman at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because just as there are those women who don't want to get it, there are just as many who want to.
Right. Yeah.
But don't know how to.
There you go. And I know we talk about the pendulum, but it's gonna get shifted, and slowly but surely I do see it. And especially with the callers calling in today to you, I see it, and it's refreshing, and it encourages me and gives me a lot of hope to continue on. And you are definitely part of that has been a lot of strength in me. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you so much. Blind guy, blind guy, his wife, their life says, they say today is International Coffee Day. But your buy me coffee link isn't working when I click in the description. Okay, I'm struggle streaming. I'll figure it out for the next one. I'm trying to learn this thing. Anyway, lovely. I gotta go.
Go ahead.
Danielle's calling. Nick is crying. Let me get over there.
Go ahead. Bye, TJ. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.